Libra, welcome to your Astroflower reading for the week going from the 10th through to the 16th of July. A whole new cycle apparently coming up for you, is it? A whole new period in your life. Let's just say this. Look, you're into your autumn period, so it could be a case of reflecting on the old period and going on to the new. Let's just see what's opening up for you. Overall energy is the Page of Pentacles. This is where you're opening a new path way for you. I think the overall energy is trying to encourage that within you. This could be within your relationship side as much as your material side, your business side. And I think it's more connected with your job, your business and your project. But you're opening up a new cycle, which is almost sort of creating a bit of luck. It's almost like beginner's luck in a way, that's sort of like flowing through, that's making you kind of go, oh, that was easy. But this could also be on your relationship side, where you're making more connections with people through the activities you do and so forth. But the overall energy is really trying to get you out there and get you stuck into life in a way. Look at that. On your relationship side, on your karmic mission, you have the Knight of Wands. Very sociable aspect here, being very passionate about where you're going. The Page, as I says, opens the pathway and the Knight secures it. And your karmic mission is now to secure your relationships in a very passionate way, and being passionate about your relationships. Being very passionate about your relationships. It's sometimes difficult to be the front runner. That's why when you see in cyclists, they're always changing the person who's in the front, who breaks the wind, as it were. Well, I don't want to say break the wind like that, but who sort of like cuts through the wind like the headwind, in order so it's easier for the people behind you. And this is, everybody takes their turn about being out in front. And I think this is where you've got to take your turn about being out in front in your life in regards to your passions. The universe here is sort of saying, once you start heading towards that passionate thing, there is no real choices to be made here. It's really obvious what you should be doing, where you should be going in regards to your relationships. If it seems obvious to you, just go ahead and do it, Libra. Don't hold back. Really don't hold back. Being very clear and obvious about the path that you wish to lead going forward. It comes out of a place through understanding about the cycles, the medium term, longer term cycles of life, because the Page of Pentacles learns about that. The Page of Pentacles opens the path for the Knight to secure the path in order for the King and Queen to come through. And this is what's coming through with your guides according to your past and future. It's all to do with your super subconscious. And she knows that, because she sat at the tree of knowledge, she knows fruit will naturally be ripened again on that tree. And it comes through once a year in its season and stuff like that. And I think this is almost, you get this feeling in your life that I'm due for this beautiful fruits or beautiful successes in regards to my relationships that are around me. And if you get that feeling, or if you've had that feeling over the past sort of like 2 or 3 weeks that things are really going well for you, you should be assured that it's going to bring forth some beautiful results for you. In your future guides, here we have the Five of Wands. I don't think it's conflict. I think it's more of a case of extracting yourself from an old way of being in order to live fully your life. The Knight of Wands is carrying that baton there. That is that passion for that life there. And on this card here, you have one of the persons that is pulling out one of the wands. They've learned how not to be in a conflictual situation and leave that conflictual world in your past. It's not serving you anything. It's not helping you at all. Let go of it. Be the best example of yourself, I think, more than anything else comes out of that. The overall energies at the end is concentrating on what is working. I think this ties into the Queen of Pentacles as well. In your relationships, there may be certain aspects that work really well and certain aspects that don't work really well. So concentrate on the things that work. Obviously, if you start concentrating on the things that don't work, that's when the conflict comes out. once you see your evident path and what you should be doing in regards to your relationships with other people, if it feels right, live it. I think that's the case there. If it feels right, just do it. Just go ahead and be it. And it's gonna mean that you're gonna have to choose the relationships that really correspond to you, that work for you, rather than trying to fix something that's broken, or trying to get the best out of a worse situation. If that's the case, no, I would walk away. But in general, if it's working for you, then yeah, I would follow that to the hilt. It's going to bring some beautiful things in for you, and very passionate things into your life as well. Let's just see what's going on in your material side, your business, and your job, and your prospect, and your career path. The Pentacles is trying to open up, the overall energy is trying to open up a new way of being, a new direction, a new path for you to take, a new cycle in your life, a very lucky and chancy cycle. And in order to do that, your karmic mission here is sort of saying, make things lighter for you. Don't put too much weight on any situations that are around you. Wow, I've got a couple of magpies feeding their young here right in front of me. It's really beautiful. Yeah, so let go of the weight that you give to situations, like a case of, if I don't sell this, then I'm not going to make it in the business. No, that's not necessarily true. So I'm getting, it's like don't put too much weight upon your shoulders, basically, and allow things to happen for you. I think I've been saying this for some time to you, actually. And as you go into your autumn period, it's got to be coming. You've got to be doing more and more of that, I think, going forward. Let's just see how the universe is trying to influence you here. You got the Hierophant. All Earth's air signs are getting the Hierophant, and they're getting it through the universe as well. It is a learning process. The Hierophant is a learned person. It's learned about the spirit and how they apply their spirit in the material world in order to get their dreams and their ambitions in life. And in order to do this, I think the universe is trying to encourage you to learn that the idea that energy will work for you if you allow it to. That's the sort of environment that I think the universe, if you try and control too much, I think the universe will step in and cause problems for you. But if you can allow it to just flow, I think it's going to create some very solid foundation growth within you. With your past self, you get the Eight of Pentacles. I think this ties in beautifully with the Queen of Pentacles as well. It's like a cycle that's coming to an end or coming to fruition in your life. You've done the work in order to get to where you are now, and I think this is where your guides connect to the past and your future, in order for it to just flow and go with ease going forward. You've done the work, you've put in the time and the effort, and now it's a case of allowing, it's as if you've done the outlines of everything, and it's now time to have fun colouring it in. There's more work for you, though. In your future self, you get the Knight of Pentacles. As I say, the Page of Pentacles is opening the doorway. This is opening of a new opportunity, which is a much longer term plan, basically, which is, it could be a case that you started a business, or you started doing something that you were, let's say you were selling cups and etc. And that's opened up the ideas of opening up a cafe, or it's getting onto some sort of business or job or career path that is deals with a much more longer term plan in your life. And I think it could be something about a long term goal of yours which is coming to the surface because you put in the hard work, and it's going to make you feel very secure about your future. There's certain things you need to just sort of like, don't carry too much. You're an air sign. You're meant to be light and vibrant and allow those opportunities to come through to you. And as it does, this is what happens for you. You get the Ace of Cups. You get that that business, that job, that project that really keys into your passions, your heart's passions in regards to the your material path. It really does open up a beautiful new episode in your life. And this is going to take planning, I think, as well, which you might see over the next sort of like 2 or 3 months. There's certainly something that sort of, I've been saying between the 15th and the 18th, there's going to be a change of energy that comes through. And I think that sort of ties into the Two of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. I'm going to be doing a collective reading on this, and also a timestamp at the end of during this week as well, just to see how it affects each sign in the next sort of like 2 or 3 weeks. Thank you very much for for supporting this channel, subscribing, liking, sharing, and everything like that. In order to do that, you can do it through all the things on YouTube. But there's also links in the description below where you can buy me a cup of coffee. There's also links to the various different readings I do and the healing sessions I do. You can choose the formula that goes along with you. Click on the link and you can book it up to the time and the date that corresponds to you. But whatever it is, thank you very much for being here. With the Page of Pentacles, you get the Eight of Pentacles. This pathway has opened up because you've done the work inside you, on you, and in the outside world. You have set this situation up, Libra. And I think it works well for you. I think this new pathway really sits with you in a very good way. With the Knight of Wands, you get the Knight of Cups. I think either you are offering something or someone else is offering something to do with your passions in life, to do with you, what makes you passionate about life. And it comes from, it's on your karmic path. It's just natural. It's what you should be doing. It's evident path and what you should be doing. And that's why you got the Seven of Cups there. And the universe here has also got the Five of Wands, as I said, extricating yourself from a situation in the past. And I think it's evident for you what has been niggling at you in regards to the relationships, your relationship or your relationship with your family, your friends, and your community. And just striving to be the best example of who you are by following that evident path as you go forward. It's going to make things a lot easier for you. With the Queen of Pentacles, you get the Ten of Swords. This is what I'm saying about letting go of that conflict in the past. And I think this has been in your past. This is where your guides are influencing the connection between your past and your future here. Your super subconscious. Knowing that your fruits are coming will ultimately mean that there's some sort of situation in regards to your relationships that has been painful, that it may well be concerning you, it may well be concerning because of somebody else around you, but it's your interaction with it all is now, that situation is now coming to its end. And I think it's already come to its end within you, I think, more than anything else. I think you realise that, and now it's a time to head towards the best example of you, your dreams and your aspirations. Pulling out of a old conflictual paradigm and heading towards the things that make you kind of go, yes, those relationships there I enjoy. And I am now going to head towards that. And I would if I was you, one step in front of the other. With the Two of Pentacles, you get the Eight of Wands. We've now got 2 eights on the situation here. And I think this is immovable. I think you're going to communicate really well with the world around you if you concentrate on the things that work. It's going to speak volumes to the people that are around you, the people that are concerned within those relationships. Physically getting on and doing and you know, love can be expressed in many different ways through words, through emotions, but also through physical acts of it. And I think this communication comes in where you choose to invest in the relationship or the relationships that actually work for you. That, you know, it really encourages the best in you, within also the best in the other people that are around you. Let's just see what's going on with the material side. The Ten of Wands, you get the Knight of Pentacles. Did we get that earlier on? Yes, we did, and it's above you there. It's what your karmic mission is going towards, that longer term plan. If you want that longer term plan, do not get bogged down by trying to carry too much, trying to put too much emphasis on one thing or another. There is multitudes of seeds that you're planting as you go forth, or creating multitudes of pentacles within your life, and you need to get those plants. You need to get those seeds planted. You need to get them. Stop carrying too much. Stop putting too much emphasis on one thing or another. With the Hierophant, you get the King of Wands. We had the Knight of Wands. We've now got the King of Wands. Opening up that being a leader in your life, understanding, this is where it comes in with the Hierophant, understanding of the steps in order that you need to take to get to your ambitions on a physical level and go towards it. Lead in your life. The universe is asking you to lead forward. Do not wait for it to happen, just to lead forward and go with the flow. Once it starts flowing in your directions, you will be out the front and in the leader of your life. With the Eight of Pentacles, you get the Knight of Swords, a call to your mission. I think it's because you've done the work in the past, and this past could be very long, but whatever it is, you've done the groundwork, and now it's a case to go ahead, heading off in the direction which you feel is right for you. This is it. To be a leader in your life, you have to head off in that sort of direction that you feel right about yourself. That's very clear for you in your mind's eye about where you're going. It's very clear within your spirit about where you're going as well. And I think this is because of that work. It's now starting to come clear to you. And then you get the Justice card as well. Very much a Libran card as well, because you got the scales of justice there. It's I think it's a case of within your financial side, you've now sort of come to the conclusion saying, if I want life, if I want this out of life, this is what I've got to do. And this is what that judgment is all about. And it's getting on doing it, I think, with the Knight of Pentacles. And it's that judgment within you. You've decided now to go after your, the Ace of Cups, your dreams and aspirations. And it's going to give you complete control over your emotions. Is this a separation? It might well be that following your heart's desire may mean that you've got to separate from an old way of doing things, that Ten of Wands. Maybe carrying too much. Maybe it may be the death of one ambition in your life and the igniting of another. But there is also something to be said where once you start heading off in the direction which your heart desires, wish to do, it's going to quell any sort of emotionally painful situations that you might have had in the past. That's gonna come to an end, because you're going to have a control over your emotions in regards to your financial direction. And it's going to be a lot less painful than you think, I think. I feel here. It's going to be a lot clearer once you just follow that, go with the flow, as it were. So there you go, Libra. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for your support for this channel. Don't forget, I've got those collective and all signs reading coming out this week. In the meantime, that's all for me left to say is don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.